I grew up in a really good home, a good Christian home. Went to church every time the doors were open. I had a lot of knowledge growing up about God, but I never truly had a relationship with God. And there was times I would feel God drawing me and revealing to me that I was not truly a Christian, and then I would just kind of push the voice away. As a teenager, I started living a lifestyle that was not pleasing to him, started playing music in bar rooms, and eventually got married. Definitely that wasn't a good life for a married man. I was self-destructing. Like, my choices were ruining my life. My marriage was suffering, my home life was suffering, everything was kind of falling apart in my life. And God was slowly letting me realize that I can't do this without Him. I can't be the man that He's called me to be without Him. And my wife, Brittany, she really started praying for me, and she brought me a recording, and the sermon was Almost Is Not Enough. And I heard that message, and God just really broke me down and made me realize that I didn't have a relationship with Him. And at that point, He changed my life. It was a radical transformation. I wanted to learn His Word. I was studying, I was memorizing, I was just trying to get all that I could of the Word of God. And there came a point in my life where I just felt like He just wanted more for me. And I didn't know what that was. I never in a million years thought I would be a preacher or a pastor. And that led me to pastoring a church. From being assistant to associate to lead pastor, I was there for almost 10 years. But eventually it came to a point where I felt God calling me to step away and just rest. And for about 8 to 9 months, I didn't do anything ministry-wise but just rest and refocus and seek His will. And then during that time, that led to me seeing and noticing that there were many people that didn't have a church home. We made the decision we're just going to open up our home for whoever doesn't have a church home. We can just come worship together during that time. We had a connection with pastor of fellowship. He asked me one day, he said, "When are you going to plant a church?" And I was at that point, I was kind of like hesitant and had a lot of doubts. And I told him, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to plant a church. And we had 30 or 40 people in our house at that point. He said, "I think you already have." Pastor Kirk and fellowship was a big part in helping us get to the point of just not having a church in the home, but being the planners of Lake Church. And it led us to that journey of being church planners. When I look at my life and how God has changed my life, I see that He has just transformed who I am. He changed my heart, and He's given me a love for Him and a love for people. And it's evident that God is doing something very special at Lake Church.